Hello, hi, welcome back to the channel. It's Crunchy RL. I'm in F125. I got it on early access, pre-ordered the Iconic Edition, so I've been playing this for about a week now. I'm about to give you my initial impressions of the game, which are kind of favourable. I haven't played a Formula 1 game since F1 2020 really. If you want to make that into a 2025 version, you can look for another video on my channel where I get some mod from Race Department, Overtake GG, and upgrade the skins and the player names. That's all on there, but I'll put a link somewhere about here. As I said, my impressions are favourable so far. It's got lots of graphical options which I'll show you just now. I spent almost a day, or at least half of a day, setting up the graphics how I want. I have an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4060 Ti, not the fastest card, but it's got tons of memory. I wasn't able to put on some of the maximum settings. In the Iconic Edition you get the Lewis Hamilton Iconic Pack, where you can rise up in style with in-game customization items. Now I must say I haven't got F1 24, so I can't compare to that, or 23 or 22 or 21 if there are those. The last one I got was F1 2020, which everybody recognises as one of the better iterations of F1. With the Iconic Pack you also get F3 driver icons, the APX GP Team Pack, which you'll know about if you've been following the F1 the movie, which is out in 2 or 3 weeks time, featuring of course Brad Pitt as Alex in the APX GP team. Looking forward to that. It might be a bit of humbug, but yeah, you get to play a bit of that movie. You can see the trailer, and then what appears to be the next trailer actually has you taking part as Alex, Brad Pitt, trying to set some times on a circuit somewhere, which is quite interesting. We've also got the Breaking Point 3 story, which is an impetus to get driving about the legacy of Connor Sport. It's at stake as the dramatic events throws the team into chaos, blah blah blah. You can play as Callie Mayer, her brother, without putting spoilers, gets to be a race engineer, I think. But yeah, that's quite interesting. It's quite well done, a bit hammy and a bit cliched, but it's good, I would say. You've also got My Team 2.0, where you can actually design your own team and run your own team. You can manage both drivers, specialise with owner perks, and build your team's fan rating. You can upgrade your team's HQ, balance spending, blah blah blah. We've got, of course, all the Formula 1 circuits, but 5 have been these circuits have been lidar scoped, or every bump and curve on the asphalt is supposed to be there, supplied by real F1. And then there's F1 World. It's sort of like a portal into invitational events. You've got your time trials in F1 World. So yeah, this is me doing some benchmarking. As you can see, it's very important to do this for your system. It runs quite well until you switch on path tracing. I could not run path tracing at all without killing the frames. Some of the RTX stuff, the ray tracing stuff, is viable on a card like mine. My chip is an AMD Ryzen 7 Series 7800 X3D 8-core processor, so it runs quite well. But you see here I'm getting frames of about 78, which I've kind of limited with certain things. I've turned my screen refresh down to 60 Hz so as not to labour the graphics too much, and I think 60 FPS is probably fine in this. It's fairly solid performance, but you can see all the options there yourself, or at least I hope you can. But I must say the ray trace shadows are good if you can afford them on, and obviously the lighting effects are really good if you can switch all those on. Eye candy really not totally necessary, nice to have. Yuki Tsunoda always wins that. So then I decide to go for a bit of a race here. This is in the wet at Barcelona. So this is like a full 23 lap race, which I did. So this is kind of like light rain, which didn't too heavily, the way I got my graphics set up, it didn't too heavily impact the frame rates. I don't think. It's still got a good frame. Put me at P1 for some reason. So I think this is kind of like a fairly easy introduction. But as you can see, the effect of the rain on the car there. You see my car, my skin I've chosen, the livery I've chosen is I think is it the AXGP skin? I don't know. But anyway, it's a highly reflected golden coloured car. Well, gold car I guess you could say, or gold-like car. I'm going very canny here, even though I've got the difficulty on quite low here. I mean, very low, I think, really. And so, but as I say, I've not driven it in the wet. As I say, I've not really experienced a Formula 1 game for a few years, or any of the recent iterations. So I'm just feeling my way at first here. Oh, by the way, I am using a direct drive wheel. It's a Cammus C5, and I'm using some Thrustmaster pedals. do have a bit of a history with sim racing. I've been sim racing for about 10 plus years now, but haven't done any recently because it's dropped off. But hopefully this little game will spark my interest back into doing a bit of sim racing with my mates. We're on lap 14 now. As you can see, I've dropped right back down the field, had a bit of an off. So at the moment I'm trying to claw my way back into the points. So yeah, the cars look good, skins look good. These are like, as I say, the customised cars. These are not proper Formula 1 liveries, obviously. Nice view there. Looks a bit grey and washed out, but now we're on lap 19. I'm back up to 9th. This is Podgy the Bear, this is me, this is my other nom de jour I use online. I say it looks nice. These airbox camera views are nice. So I'm up to 8th now, this is the last lap. Just to curtail it short for you without being too boring. I think the rain conditions were getting worse by this point, but I haven't pitted, so I haven't had that experience yet. You can have auto pitting on, of course, or just drive in yourself. There's lots of options. See, frames are steady here in my system, and I think I've got it looking quite nice. There we go, just rounding the final couple of turns here at Barcelona. Which is strange they put rain on it because, you know, I think statistics show that it hasn't rained at Barcelona Formula 1 races anyway for about 20 years. So there we are. Driver of the day was Podgy the Bear. That's me. That's the avatar I chose. Now, I've decided to drive an Aston Martin. I think we're at Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, and you'll notice something is wrong. This is a bit of a recurring theme for me. Now, whether this is a me problem or something I've set up or something I haven't done, whoops, gone a bit wide there, in that the engine sound is missing. As you can hear, the up-change tone is beeping, the DRS beep is beeping, and we've got exterior sort of environmental sounds, but there's no in-car engine sound, which is a bit crazy. But still, it looks nice. I don't know this circuit at all well, never really driven in a game at Jeddah before. And another strange thing, as you see, I've selected to have no ideal line on, but in time trial, it seems to show like a ghost ideal line or your previous ghost line. So when we see this marking, it goes pale blue, that is where I did my braking on the previous lap, I think. So as you see, the leaderboards are already full with people who are better drivers than me, 20,000 odd. Despite the fact, I think I drove this on about the 3rd day of its release, or on the official release day. So yeah, I don't know why it's got this ideal line on, and I may have chosen to have the ghost on, I don't know. I don't think I have. But you can see when it goes blue, this is where you braked and stopped braking on a previous lap, or your previous best lap, I guess it is. Yeah, but this is a nice circuit. A lot of detail. That's the tight one you've got to get right. You've got to remember to brake for that one. Am I going to beat my time? I'm a second up. There's the beep for the DRS. So I'm second at the minute, it says in this time trial. But I'm racing Mario Andretti apparently. My personal best was 140. So already behind now in this lap. Can I get it together? Come on. There's the braking. The second. Whoa. Bit of oversteer there. Driver error, I think. Come on. So that's that. And I do the same again. This is in an Alpine, as you can see. So let's go for it. Here we go. Come down the main straight. Whoa. I'm braking too early. Not braking too much. Whoop, on the grass a bit there. So we're 1.5 seconds up here. Coming round to the spoon. A lot of time to be made up here, so I've lost time there by not using all the track there, as you see. So I think my bronze target is something like it can't be 140, something like that. Yeah, 142. Come on. Steering wheel rotations, I say I've got this Cammus direct drive wheel, which is only like 5 newtons to torque. So it's not super strong, but it's strong enough for me. Whoa. .2 up, here we go, doing well. Might get that bronze target. Trying to hit those apexes. So yeah, I was going to say, yeah, rotations of the wheel. I think at this time, when this bit of video was made, I had the wheel rotations in my software and in the car set to like 360 degrees. But I've subsequently found that's too tight, and I think you need to loosen it off. So, but I'll tell you when I get to that point what I set my wheel rotations to. But hopefully we can get this bronze target coming around the spoon once again. The fastest part of the circuit here, I think. mph. Don't know what that was about. Can we get the turn in right? Yes, that's good. Come on. 136, 138, 140. Yeah, I beat the bronze target. So I'm only 37,000 down in the leaderboards then. Right, now we're going to Spielberg.
Well, I don't know about you, but the nerves are gradually building here in the commentary box. We're just moments away from lights out at our latest F1 World event.
This is set to easy and it's invitational maybe. So just a little look at the sort of like TV style stuff.
The Spielberg circuit then is situated 700 metres above sea level.
Here's the starting grid.
High up in the Austrian Alps, here we are.
Did they put me on P1?
As these drivers line up under
They did. P1, and these are all AI drivers.
Track, the legacy of Red Bull.
A bit more of the TV stuff.
Here we go then, Anthony Davidson. Your car is faster than your opposition's. How do you exploit that and make the best of it?
Whatever car, whatever machinery you're in, Crofty, you want to exploit it to its maximum. And we often hear people say, oh, they outdrove their car today. I don't know whether I really believe in that, because the car...
So this is only a 3-lap race, and I think by this time I've got my wheel rotation sorted out and put it on 400. It seems the game, to me, reacts best when your steering rotation degrees are set to 400. Again, you note no engine noise. It's so kind of intermittent. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I've put a report in on the EA forums, on the technical forums. I don't think there's been any response yet. In fact, I've only heard of one other person having another sound problem similar to this. You can hear the engine noise, but it's from the environment, the ambient sound outside of the car. So 108 of this is really slow. There's the DRS beeper. Looking
DRS
back
now
there.
enabled. DRS enabled.
115. Anyway, a bit later on. Finishing lap 2 here, coming around the final turn again. See, I've got a purple sector 1, green sector 2, hopefully a purple sector, oh no, green. So the fastest lap there was by Fruck, who did a 113. So you'd imagine he would be right behind me. See if I can get this better this time. Yep. Did I cross the white line? Don't think so, it still counts. I think some of the rules are a bit forgiving sometimes, but that might be just the difficulty I've got it on. I do really need to start ramping up the difficulty, because this is kind of too easy. But as I say, it's my first week. I'm only just getting the game majorly set up, really. It takes a long time to get my settings right, so I'm really happy with a game, especially a racing sim, where there's so many variables. So I've got 2 purple sectors so far. This is the last lap. Last turn coming up. It looks like we've won. There it is.
I think it's all over. It is now.
Race engineer is happy.
Oh, that was just brilliant. It was super clean, and we got the win. Well done.
A great
There
display
I
of
am in my
dominance today, Crofty, by this
F175
driver. They
outfit
led
and my
from
Lewis
lights
Hamilton
out to
helmet.
flag at the end, led every lap of the race.
Looking dead chuffed
Brilliant
with
stuff
myself.
by them, and excited to see what more they can do in future races.
A show-stopping performance from the 3 drivers approaching the podium right now. It's been an interesting Grand Prix, that's for sure.
Anyway, the taste of champagne is sweet. That's added stuff to my podium pass. Got points for doing stuff. My overall impressions are good. As I say, there's a few problems need ironing out. It takes quite a bit of setting up to get it right for your own personal system. So thanks for joining me here. This is Crunchy, Podgy the Bear signing off for now. Bye.